They're waking up. Oh, just a sec. Something was pressed up against my face. I barely had time to register the sound of a car engine before I passed out again. Where? Whoa! Where am I? I looked down, horrified to see only shackles. I couldn't see anyone else. Hello! Suddenly, a cheerful voice rang out through the speakers placed around the room. Good evening, and welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, have I got a treat for you? They're fresh, healthy, and alert. I'm sure they'll be versatile enough to fulfill any of your needs. Now, I'm sure you all understand the drill. I'll start asking questions and you lovely folks can begin bidding at any time. Get on with it. Shut up unless you're bidding. You sound like a hag. You little shit. I bet you can't even afford anything here. Get back to now. Shouldn't we save our passion for the main event? For a moment, the voices went silent. Shall we ask our item some questions and begin the bidding? Yes, please. Excellent. Let's begin. We'll start the bidding at 100. I wondered briefly about what 100 meant. I decided I didn't want to know what I was worth. Here's our first question. What are you doing here? I waited for a moment, realizing he was addressing me. How the hell should I know? 110. Wonderful. Now, do you consider yourself to be athletic? I cleared my throat and tried to sound more confident. Yes. Here's a fun one. Are you scared? No, what the hell kind of question are these? Doubted that I could hide the shaking in my legs anyway. Fine. Yeah. 120. 150. Huh. Okay, let's see. How much money do you make? I get by. 160. Good. Okay. How well do you follow instructions? I can follow instructions just fine. Oh, 170. Don't worry, just a couple left. Do you enjoy camping? I stood there, stunned for a moment. What does that have to do with any of this? It's okay. 180. All right. You're doing wonderfully. Last question. Who would you like to go home with? What? I looked at the windows across from me in the dark room, whoever the two in the blue and red windows were. They both gave me a bad feeling. If they were that rude to each other, I probably don't stand a chance. Might as well go with the more polite one. I pointed to the green window. Ha! Can't take that stuck-up blue window bitch either, huh? Jesus, you can't keep your mouth shut, can you? Why don't you come over here and say that to my face? In your dreams, boy. 680. The low voice growled through the room. Both of the other windows went silent. Even the announcer seemed to be stunned. No more bids then? The voice quieted down gruffly. Good. The announcer took a moment to regain his composure. I hear 680. Anyone else? Sold! To my robust friend in the green. We'll prepare the shipment to send out with you right away. Thank you very much for coming. Shipment? What did that mean? Felt a sharp jab in my ankle. What? I tried to bend over to inspect the pain. Crumpled to the floor. There was a pain in my leg and I couldn't move. I was seeing double and trying to speak. I passed out. I woke up coughing. It's cold. Huh? I can't see. I took a moment to try and get my bearings. I'm lying down. My hands are tied and I'm blindfolded. I push down at the wave of panic rising in my chest. I'm wearing something warm. A cold wind is biting at my face and hands. I'm definitely outside. Oh? My panic exploded from my control as I heard the gruff voice and heavy footsteps approaching. Look at you, already awake. I felt the nudge of a boot and tried to get away from it. Who are you? Where am I? I tried to keep the panic out of my voice, but it bled through anyway. Looks like you're about ready. I could hear the heavy footsteps slowly circling my body. Now, the suits gave me a name for you. Anon, is that right? Before I could answer, he continued. Anyways, suppose we might as well have it even. You can call me Mason, if you're the talking sort. Now, I'm gonna be taking the blindfold off. Stand up. I might as well comply. It's not like I have much of a choice. I awkwardly scrambled before managing to get into a kneeling position. I took a deep breath and shakily got onto one foot, then the other. I half expected him to say something about how long I was taking, yet I only heard silence. The crunch of a twig told me he'd gotten very close. That's better. A hand gripped my blindfold. I stepped back as my eyes adjusted. The sky's huge. My eyes darted everywhere, trying to get as much information as I could. I looked down at myself and saw clothing I've never seen before. I was wearing a warm outfit. What the hell? Yep. It's a little late in the year. My attention snapped back to him. Your job is to survive. Mountain's a dangerous place, understand? To my surprise, he held out a small backpack. Supplies for the mountain. I cautiously grabbed the backpack. I should probably take anything I can at this point. I pulled the backpack over my arms and looked at him. He nodded in approval. All right. He grabbed something from behind him. Run. I turned around, screaming internally at my body to move faster. I stumbled over Roops, cursing my stiff legs. What the fuck was that? A crossbow? Just as I began to manage my muscles and the pounding blood in my ears, I heard the crack in front of me. I glanced to the side just in time to see a crossbow bolt lodged deep in the tree beside me. I ran even faster than I knew I could. He's trying to kill me. I don't know how long I ran for. I ran until my lungs like they were full of glass shards. I slowed, but I kept moving, sucking in cold air and forcing my aching limbs to move. I caught my dragging feet and I fell to the ground. I laid there, shaking, trying to process what was happening. Listened for him. Nothing. Just wind through the trees. I took a deep breath and looked around. Everything looked the same, just trees and mountains. I held my arms close and tried to stay calm. The autumn cold was biting. It's colder than it looks out here. I have to find some way to get warm, or that crossbow will be the least of my problems. I could look through what I have, or maybe keep moving. I've made it to the tree line. I sat down against a large tree. I decided to walk deeper into the woods. One of the trees stood out amongst the rest. It's a lot bigger. If I could get to the top, maybe I could find a way out of here. Let's stay here. I stayed under the giant trees. I decided to walk back into the woods. The cold wind rushed through the trees. I tried to shield myself from the bite. The pain in my limbs and face felt like tiny knives. Let's walk back to the clearing. I made it to the meadow. I sat down and rested in the clearing. Walked towards the rocks. I watched the tiny clouds formed by my breath in the icy air. Somehow, it didn't seem cold. Wasn't shivering anymore. I I felt tired. Where was I again? I looked at the ground around me. Maybe if I just rest a little. After following the sound of water, I came to a creek. The lazy stream was actually kinda pretty. Made me feel a little better. Stay here. I stayed by the water. Stay here. Couldn't move my legs anymore. I finally felt warm. Maybe too warm, even. But I'm too tired to take my clothes off. Laid down on the ground. Just rest and everything will be fine. Closed my eyes. Just for a few minutes. Hey, hello, how do you do? My name's Jack. And, well, this isn't the end of the game, and I really enjoyed playing this so far, so I'm definitely going to upload more of it. This is just one bad ending that I happened to get, and I'm going to use it to end off the first video. So, if you liked it, maybe consider liking, subscribing, and check out the other videos when they get uploaded. Anyhow, see you next time. Bye.